Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 1, the Advent of Lord Krishna, Introduction. Text 5, 6 and 7, 3 verses together is there. So we will chant verse 7, then I will read the translation later together. So please repeat. Viryani tasya akila dehabajham antapahi purusham kalarupai prayachataha mrityum utam amritam cha maya manushasya vadasva vidhan Viryani tasya kila dehabajha antarbahi purusha kala rupai prayachato mrityum mutamritam cha maya manusyasya vadasva vidvan Viryani, the glorification of the transcendental characteristics. Tasya, of him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Akila Dehabhaja, of all the materially embodied living entities. Antapahi, inside and outside. Purusha, of the Supreme Person. Kala Rupai, in the forms of eternal time. Prayachata, who is the giver. Mrityum, of death. Uta, it is so said. Amritam cha, an eternal life. Maya manusyasya, of the Lord, who appeared as an ordinary human being by his own potency. Vadasva, kindly describe. Vidvan, or learned speaker, Sukadeva Goswami. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Translation. Taking the boat of Krishna's lotus feet, my grandfather Arjuna and others crossed the ocean of the battlefield of Kurukshetra, in which such commanders as Bhishma Deva resembled a great fish that could very easily have swallowed them. By the mercy of Lord Krishna, my grandfathers crossed this ocean, which was very difficult to cross, as easily as one steps over the footprint of a cow. Because my mother surrendered unto Lord Krishna's lotus feet, the Lord, Sudarshan Chakra in hand, entered the womb and saved my body. The body of the last remaining descendant of the Kurus and the Pandavas, which was almost destroyed by the fiery weapon of Ashwatthama. Lord Sri Krishna, appearing within the outside of materially embodied living beings by his own potency in the forms of eternal time, that is, as Paramatma and as Virat Rupa, gave liberation to everyone, either as a cruel death or as life. Kindly enlighten me by describing his transcendental characteristics. Purport. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 58th verse, Samasritaye padapallavam mahatpadam punya yasho murhare bhavam vatsa padam param padam yat vipatam natesham. For one who has accepted the abode of the lotus feet of Lord, who is the shelter of cosmic manifestation and is famous as Murari, or the enemy of the Mura demon. The ocean of the material world is like the water contained in a calf's hoof print. His goal is Parampadam, or Vaikuntha, the place where there are no material miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step. One who seeks shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna is immediately protected by the Lord. As the Lord promises in the Bhagavad Gita 18:66, Aham tvam sarva papepyo mokshishami masushaka. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. By taking shelter of Lord Krishna, one comes under the safest protection. Thus, when the Pandavas took shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, all of them were on the safe side of the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Parikshit Maharaja therefore felt obliged to think of Krishna in the last days of his life. This is the ideal result of Krishna consciousness. Ante Narayana Smritihi. If at the time of death one can remember Krishna, one's life is successful. Parikshit Maharaja, therefore, because of his many obligations to Krishna, intelligently decided to think of Krishna constantly during the last days of his life. Krishna has saved the Pandavas, Maharaja Parikshit's grandfathers, on the battle of Kurukshetra, and Krishna has saved Maharaja Parikshit himself when he was attacked by the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama. Krishna acted as a friend and worshipable deity of the Pandava family. Moreover, apart from Lord Krishna's personal contact with the Pandavas, Krishna is the super soul of all living entities, and he gives everyone liberation, even if one is not a pure devotee. Kamsa, for example, was not at all a devotee. Yet, Krishna, after killing him, gave him salvation. Krishna consciousness is beneficial to everyone, whether one is a pure devotee or a non-devotee. This is the glory of Krishna consciousness. Considering this, who will not take shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna? Krishna is described in this verse as Maya Manusha, because he descends exactly like a human being. He is not obliged to come here like karmis or ordinary living beings. Rather, he appears by his own internal energy, Sambhavami Atma Mayaya, just to show favor to the fallen conditioned souls. Krishna is always situated in his original position as Sachit Ananda Vigraha. And anyone who renders service to him is also situated in his original spiritual identity, Swarupena Vyavasthiti. This is the highest perfection of human life. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Putale Srimate Bhakti Vikas Swami Iti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Parshatya Deshatharane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Pravanityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I read the translation again. Taking the boat of Krishna's lotus feet, my grandfather Arjuna and others crossed the ocean of a battlefield of Kurukshetra, in which such commanders as Bhishma Deva resembled a great fish that could very easily have swallowed them. By the mercy of Lord Krishna, my grandfathers crossed the ocean, which was very difficult to cross, as easily as one steps over the hoof print of a car. Because my mother surrendered unto Lord Krishna's lotus feet, the Lord, Sudarshan Chakra in hand, entered her home and saved my body. The body of the last remaining descendant of the Kurus and the Pandavas, which was almost destroyed by a fiery weapon of Asvatthama. Lord Sri Krishna, appearing within the outside of all materially embodied living beings by his own potency in the forms of eternal time. That is, as Paramatma and as Virat Rupa, gave liberation to everyone, either as a cruel death or as life. Kindly enlighten me by describing his transcendental characteristics. Hare Krishna. So we continue to hear the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. So first 4 verses we already heard. The glory of the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. Whole Bhagavatam is compared to Krishna, is non-different from Krishna, and particularly the 10th canto, the lotus face, and so we heard many of these glories. The reason we also heard that because directly Krishna's pastimes is described from beginning to the end. So we see that Parikshit Maharaj is so eager to hear these Krishna's pastimes. And the last verse, the purport Prabhupada explained, hearing is very important, and also from whom to hear, from whom should not hear. This is very clearly Prabhupada established already. So it's not just hearing from anyone, becomes Krishna Katha. Even may appear, even they may speak on Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Bhagavata Saptaha. Prabhupada many times, very openly, criticized this about Bhagavata Saptaha. What is this Saptaha? Bhagavatam itself says Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Why do you think that your Parikshit or Sukadeva Goswami in 7 days you will understand all Bhagavatam? So it's not that in 7 days you cannot speak, Bhagavatam. You can speak also, but the point is that they all imagining themselves like as a Parikshit and Sukadeva Goswami, and then And they don't really speak whole Bhagavatam. They just speak on 10th canto, particularly the Rasa Leela. So Prabhupada is not, happy with that, and he heavily criticized so many times. So we understand that hearing Bhagavatam or any Krishna Katha, two types of Krishna Katha, spoken by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita and about Krishna in Bhagavatam. So any of these Krishna Katha should be heard from the devotees, particularly who have no any material desires, are completely free from the material desire, from pure devotees. So this is a very important thing. And here the result we see already. Sukadeva Goswami is completely, free from all the material desire. We all know that Sukadeva Goswami, after the birth, he just leave the home immediately. There is no any attachment. Oh, my father, mother, and family, nothing, no any attachment. He just immediately he left the home. No any attachment. And we see also Parikshit is not also ordinary person. And he's already knew about Krishna and all these pastimes, but still he feel obliged to hear about Krishna, to think of Krishna, because he gives the reason that already Krishna is protecting all my forefathers, all grandfathers, they were all protected. So we know from Mahabharata that the first verse, the fifth verse, it says that Duratyayam Kaurava Sainya Sagaram. Duratyaya is very difficult to win the Kauravas. We all know that the Pandavas had only 7 Akshagini and Kauravas had 11 Akshagini. It's comparatively a much bigger army. And we all know that when in the beginning of battle, when Yudhishthira wants to get the blessings of Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, and others, and when he came and offered his pranams to them, and he asked, how can we win the battle? How can you defeat you? And what was the reply? You just do this, do that. No. They all reply, Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, all of them reply, there is no way to defeat us. Nobody can defeat. We never seen we never lose the battle. Always we are victory. So such a great personalities. How can you win over them? But even Bhishma, Drona, they all know the Pandavas are going to win the battle, because they know that the secret, the Krishna, the Madhava is there. In Bhagavad Gita we know that the different signs of victory of Pandavas, one of the main things is Madhava, the husband of goddess of fortune, is there. So Duryodhana was thinking, if I get the army of Krishna, is a great army, so I will win the battle. But unfortunately, he was not a devotee, so he could not understand the power of Krishna. And of course, Pandava side also, they are not weak. Arjuna himself is very famous for his, great warrior, and he has a Kandiva, and he's very great fighter. And Bhima, of course, is a very great fighter, and we see the description, he kills, hundreds and thousands of people just like that, easily. And they were also very powerful, but still, at the end of the battlefield, we know that Krishna asked first Arjun from the chariot to step down. Then later Krishna stepped down. And after Krishna stepped down from the chariot, we know what happened. The chariot completely burned into ashes. So you understand that if Krishna was not there, Arjuna was not there at the end of the battle. Is that sure? Because of Krishna, he was holding whole chariot together. So Parikshit is very clear. He very, of course, he himself experienced how Krishna protected him from the womb. So that also he is narrating. So this is very amazing that once you realize that Krishna is the supreme protector and nobody can give you, better protection than him. And no one has to come and convince you that, you become a devotee, you take shelter of Krishna. No need, because already you are experiencing personally, you're seeing it. So Parikshit is such a, great experience here. So therefore, he is so eager to hear about Krishna. Therefore, he is so eager to think of Krishna. Ante Narayana Smriti, Prabhupada quoting in this purport. He feels obliged to think of Krishna. So, this is a very inspiring for us, this pastimes, caring about Krishna and his devotees and the exchange between Krishna and his devotees, all this loving relationship is very much inspiring for us. So we also, one day we will also develop little love for Krishna, then Krishna will reciprocate. So we get inspired by this. And taking shelter, because we are not really experiencing it and we are still attached to material things, and we think that many other things will protect. Yesterday we were hearing Srila Prabhupada lecture in Bhagavatam that people think the money, the good children, good family, good relatives, bank balance, all these things will protect me. And you say, nothing will protect you. He gives the example that aeroplane, when you are flying, when flight crashed down, no one can, save you. You just come down and die, that's it, Nobody can save you. And we see practically, 2 years back when this corona was there, all over the world, rich, poor, there is no any, difference. People were dying, even they have big money, big facility, even they go to the, richest hospital, the best doctor, best medicine, nothing could save the people. So, why they take shelter of this material thing, temporary thing? Because they are not experienced the real shelter. We all know the famous this Titanic ship, how much they were promising. All the rich people, all the celebrities, so much money they spent. But finally, we all know what happened. They are not able to save themselves. So, Krishna is who has, how to say that he possesses all the energy, all the power. He has unlimited energy. He can do so many things. But for protecting devotees, he himself is involved. Even though he is, doesn't have to, but he himself involves, he himself, like when he protected Parikshit, he himself entered into the womb of Parikshit's mother. So he himself involves for the protection of his devotee. So why? Because Krishna is so kind, and his nature is all good. All the time he just thinks how to benefit the others. Therefore we cannot imagine, because we always think we have always selfish desire. We are always selfish. Even though these so-called philanthropists, all these big people who become very, famous by their, service to the people, that, they all actually selfish only. They do the service for particular community or particular people or poor people or these people, that people only. Because they identify somehow or other with them, or this way, that way, or their own family. Sometimes people, they say, I'm not selfish, I just work for the family. Why this family? There are hundreds, thousands of family all over the world. Why not for other family? Because of you, because this is my family, I and me. Isharoham aham bhagi. How I will enjoy, how this will satisfy me. I work for this family because this family is satisfying my senses. So this is the problem. We are always selfish. We never understand that we are dependent, we are tiny, we are not really, able to protect ourselves. What to speak of protecting others? But always falsely we give them hope. Remember, Gokul Prabhu gave an example that he was in the flight flying. There was some storm, something happened, and flight was shaking. The old man sitting with his wife, and he's holding her hand. Don't worry, I'm here. What you will do? Just we heard Prabhupada what he said. What you can do, old man, even if you are a young man, very, strong man, in the sky, the flight crashed down, what you will do? No one can. Even the captain, even the pilot can't do anything. Maximum, ultimately, you can lift the hand. Haribo, Krishna. That's only everybody can do. I remember several years back, one devotee was admitted for his finger was broken, something. So he was admitted in one big hospital in Hyderabad, Nitayani Mahaprabhu. And I was there in the hospital, and there is a main doctor comes out from the surgery room, and there are so many surgery every day is happening there, and the people who are getting surgery and their relatives are kept in one big hall like this, and they all sitting waiting to hear the result, what happened after the surgery, whether surgery is success or not, what happened. So the main doctor comes out with the list of the patients, and he reads out, and then, when they hear the surgery is, the operation is success, and the people are, practically like they see this doctor like a god, They even offer full Dandava Pranam, and they, tears are coming, and thank you so much for saving my husband, my son, that, some relatives. All big thing for me. I never seen before that. For me it was big thing to see that how people are so much thinking these doctors will save our life, our relatives' life. But there are, as you expected in the material already, even the best doctor, even in the best hospital, there are some cases always, beyond the hand of the doctors, the medicines. So when those results he was announcing, and we tried our best, ultimately, wait and see. He lifts the hand like this. Means he shows now it's up to the God. He has to decide. So the point is that no one can give real protection. But Krishna is a promising. That's what Prabhupada is quoting here. Aham tvam sarva papepyo mokshishami ma shusha. Do not fear. But we take shelter of politicians, we take shelter of family members, money, this, that, all this temporary shelter. No one can give really shelter. Because all of them are temporary. Money, relatives, position, everything is temporary, everything is material, everything is temporary. So within this material world, no one can save us. Even the demigods, they cannot give shelter. There's so many Leelas. All these demons, they worship Shiva, Brahma, all, different demigods. And they take shelter, and then when problem comes, Ravana, what happened? He was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. Hiranyakashipu, what happened? Brahma could not save him. Nobody could give protection to them within this material world. So, Krishna is so kind, as Prabhupada is very nicely explained this purpose. Even one is a devotee or even non-devotee, he is so kind, still he gives them shelter, give them liberation. And what to speak if someone is really devoted and taking shelter completely without any motivation? Imagine how much Krishna is so eager. We all know that Krishna is, in the Shastra there is a lot of description how Krishna is so eager to give shelter to the conditioned souls, that if anybody comes to any holy place, any dham, he just sleep there. And Krishna take it as like whole night he offers Dandavat Pranam. That means Krishna is more eager than the conditioned soul themselves. He is so eager to somehow or other. Even, like chanting holy name, it has also that Prabhupada gives this example that Muslims they chant haram. Even it's not directly the holy name. They're not intentionally calling Krishna or Lord. But still, Krishna take it. Oh, he is calling me. He is calling my name. So it shows that Sugridam Sarva Bhutanam. This is Sugrit. This is what Prabhupada explained. That Sugrit means it's a real well-wisher, always thinking of, how to benefit, how to help, how to bring them, from this miserable condition. This is what Prabhupada is also quoting from the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam, that Padam padam et vipatam natesham. This material world, every step is so danger. But he gives shelter and takes to the place where there is no any misery at all, to the Vaikuntha. So So we should inspire by hearing all these things, all the great devotees who are like Narada Muni and all other great personalities. They themselves taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Actually, they themselves give shelter to many, many conditioned souls. We know Narada Muni comes, he gives shelter to this, sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvara, and Manigriva, and Mrigari, and so many like this we can go on tell. How many conditioned souls, given shelter at the lotus feet of Narada Muni. But he himself, even though he himself able to give shelter to the so many, but still he takes shelter of Krishna. Then we should understand how much we should be eager. Even such a great devotee, they are taking shelter of Krishna, like Parikshit Maharaj. He is so great from childhood. He just, nothing else. He is not interested in anything else, even playing with Krishna's murtis, and he was playing. Yesterday lectures also Prabhupada mentioned, remember that he calls himself, I also was fortunate, my father given me Radha Krishna deities. So these are not ordinary personalities right from the birth. They are completely taking shelter of Krishna. And most of us, of course, there are few pious, nice souls. They are from the childhood, from the birth, they are practicing now. But many of us, the elders, we got opportunity after, 10 year, 20 year, 30 year of our life completely wasted. But still, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his followers, we got this opportunity, and we should understand how much is a valuable thing, this Krishna consciousness. So we should take more seriously. And everyone is trying to, perfect themselves or, become successful in their life. But people who have no Krishna consciousness, who have no idea what is spiritual life, for them is success of life means just, Prabhupada said, just simply, having a family with a, wife and children and on a house and, provide enough food and some shelter. That is success of life, they think. But that is, even animals are providing these facilities. This is not the success of life. The real success, the real perfection of life is when we take shelter of Krishna. That is what Prabhupada says here in the purport. So we should make our life in such a manner that always think of Krishna, satatam, smartavya Vishnu, vishmartavya na chautachet. So always think of Krishna and never forget of Krishna. So that should be our main goal. And Prabhupada given all the facilities for these things. It's not just somehow you do it. No, Prabhupada given us every day, Mangala Arati, chanting holy name, and Bhagavatam class, Bhagavad Gita class, and so many different service and preaching, book distribution, so many ways we can engage. We can be always think of Krishna. So this is the mercy of Krishna. This is how Krishna manifests his mercy through all these different service and different facilities. So we should take shelter of this service and all the devotees association, hearing, Shravan Kirtan, all these things are really, Krishna's mercy. So we should take seriously, and then we also one day will become more eager, more and more to hear about Krishna, to think of Krishna. So that is the real perfection of life. That is the real protection from this Maya's dangerous world, in this material world. Otherwise, very difficult to come out of this material world, material life. Hare Krishna. So I stop here. Is there any comment or question? Yeah. Yeah, that's what Prabhupada, I think, he just summarized by putting the question, who will not be interested to hear. Considering this, who will not take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. So there are so many reasons already Parikshit is speaking. So if one who is not taking shelter, then he is the fool. Just indirectly Prabhupada saying. Yeah. Yeah. Rakshati iti Vishwasho. We have to have Vishwasho. Antaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.